Hi guys, Assalamu alaikum. I am your O-level biology teacher. I am Yasser Arfat, and today we will see specialized cells. This is basically the video of part 2 of first chapter, the cells. And in part 1 video, we were discussing different organelles and their roles inside the cells. And today in this part 2 video, we are going to see some of the specialized cells. Now look, actually in many living organisms, there are some cells which are specially adapted, which means that these cells have certain special features, and these features are not found in all cells. These features are found in some special cells. Such cells are called as specially adapted cells or specialized cells, and the special adaptations or special features they have help these cells to perform their function. And there are many specially adapted or specialized cells, and we have 3 in our syllabus. The first one is root hair cell. Now if you look at this one in front of you, this picture is actually the cross section of root, and I'm not going into the details of each and everything of this cross section of root. This actually belongs to some other chapter named as transport in plant. Now I will focus on just the outermost layer. If you look at the only on the outermost layer named as epidermis, the term epidermis is used for the whole layer, and the cells making epidermis are called as epidermal cells. And not all, you can see here, not all, some of the epidermal cells are making thin and long extensions which are called as root hairs. And such epidermal cells which are making these root hairs are called as root hair cells. So root hair cells are actually epidermal cells because they are part of the epidermis, but they are different from normal epidermal cells because they are making thin and long extensions called as root hair. And such epidermal cells which are making thin and long extensions, or such epidermal cells which are making thin and long extensions or root hairs are called as root hair cells. So now look at the, you have in front of you, you have 2 cells. The cells on the left, this is basically root hair cell because it is making a thin and long extension called as root hair. Now in the making of root hair, 3 structures participate. In the making of root hair, 3 structures of the root hair cell participate: cell wall, cell membrane, and tonoplast. If you can recall, tonoplast is the membrane of vacuole. So these 3 structures, cell wall, cell membrane, and tonoplast, extend themselves to form a thin and long extension called as root hair. Now what is the purpose of making this thin and long extension called as root hair? Root hairs actually increase surface area. So let me tell you one very important thing. If you are going to refer some structure in relation to surface area, you have to tell 2 things: of and for. I mean, you have to tell of what thing this structure is increasing surface area, and for what purpose this structure is increasing surface area. So the refined statement would be that root hairs increase surface area of roots for better absorption of water and minerals. I repeat, root hairs increase surface area of roots for better absorption of water and minerals. So the next specialized cell or specially adapted cell is the xylem cell. You can see here this cell on the left side. This is one xylem cell. This is elongated cell, and such many cells join end to end to form a long vessel called as xylem vessel. So term xylem vessel is used for the whole pipe or whole channel which is made up of many xylem cells. Actually many such xylem cells in front of you join end to end to form a long vessel called a xylem vessel. But we will be talking about just one xylem cell which is in front of you on the left side. This is one xylem cell and it has certain adaptation, and we will see these adaptations, and we will also see the significance of each adaptation. So adaptation number 1 is this cell is just consisting of cell wall, and this is why it is also regarded as dead cell, because all structures inside the cell wall, cell membrane, protoplasm, nucleus, and all other organelles are absent. I can simply say this cell has hollow lumen. So this is the adaptation number 1. Adaptation number 2 is the cross walls or end walls. You can see this cell at the ends. You can see, if you can look at the ends of this cell, at the ends, cross walls or end walls are absent. So till yet I have told you 2 adaptations of this cell. Number 1, hollow lumen, and number 2, cross walls or end walls absent. Now these 2 adaptations have common advantage or common significance, and the significance is to facilitate uninterrupted transportation of water and minerals from roots to leaves. I repeat, I have told you 2 adaptations. Number 1, hollow lumen, because the cell is just consisting of cell wall, and inside the cell wall all other structures including cell membrane, protoplasm, nucleus, and all other organelles are absent, which means that lumen is totally hollow. So this is the adaptation number 1. Adaptation number 2 is the cross walls or end walls are absent. Now these 2 adaptations have common significance or common advantage, and the advantage is to facilitate uninterrupted flow of water and minerals from roots to leaves. Now adaptation number 3, if you can recall, in plant cells, cell wall is made up of cellulose, but this plant cell, in this plant cell, cell wall is made up of cellulose plus another chemical substance known as lignin. In an ordinary plant cell, cell wall is made up of just cellulose, but in xylem cell, cell wall is made up of 2 chemicals, cellulose and lignin. Now what is the purpose of having lignin in the cell wall along with cellulose? Lignin provides extra strength to the cell wall, and if you can see here, the last point of this slide, lignin, due to the presence of lignin, walls of xylem vessels will not collapse. So basically, lignified walls or lignin protects walls of xylem vessels from collapsing. So this is all about one xylem cell. So let us see now the next specialized cell or specially adapted cell called as red blood cell. So same practice. First of all, I will tell you the special features or adaptations in this cell, and then I will tell you the advantage of each adaptation. So adaptation number 1, inside red blood cell, nucleus and all other organelles are absent, and you can also see here this thing is written in this slide as a first point, nucleus and other organelles absent. Now what is the purpose of this adaptation? The purpose of this adaptation is to create a space to accommodate or contain maximum number of hemoglobin molecules. If you can recall, RBCs are involved in the transport of oxygen from lungs to all other cells of the body. And whenever oxygen molecule diffuses into the red blood cell, it immediately binds with the hemoglobin. So if the cell is lacking nucleus and other organelles, so it means this cell has more space to accommodate maximum number of hemoglobin molecules. So adaptation is the nucleus and all other organelles are absent, and significance of this adaptation is to contain maximum number of hemoglobin molecules. And this may be very surprising for you that one RBC may contain up to 250 million molecules of hemoglobin. So if RBC is lacking nucleus and other structures, so this will create a space for more and more hemoglobin molecules, and as a result, oxygen carrying capacity of the RBC will increase. So now adaptation number 2. The shape of RBC, this is very special. The shape of RBC is rounded but biconcave. So if you can imagine some tennis ball which is rounded, and if its both sides are concave, so RBC is something like that, rounded but both sides are concave. So this is why it is called as biconcave. Due to this biconcave shape, the surface area of RBC will increase. Surface area, biconcave shape increases surface area of RBC for more oxygen transport. And what is the meaning of to increase the surface area? And if you can see second point, they have biconcave shape which increases surface area to volume ratio for more oxygen transport. So dear students, please remember, whenever in biology, whenever we are talking about surface area, we talk about surface area in relation to volume. So this is important thing to understand. Whenever we talk about surface area, we talk about surface area in relation to volume. So biconcave shape increase surface area to volume ratio of RBC for more oxygen transport. So what is the meaning of this? I'll try to make you understand. In healthy human being, the total volume of blood is about 7 liters. Okay. So now, not in the whole 7 liters of blood, not in the whole 7 liters of blood, but in each millimeter cube of the blood. In each millimeter cube of the blood, there are about 5 million RBCs. So now if RBCs are just rounded and they are not biconcave, then the figure would not be 5 million in each millimeter cube of the blood. Then it would be about 2 or 3 million of RBCs in each millimeter cube of blood. So if RBCs are just rounded but not biconcave, then what does it mean? It means that with same surface area, RBCs will occupy more volume. And the number of RBC in each millimeter cube of blood will decrease. So this is the, I hope you understood this point. This is the meaning of the increase in surface area to volume ratio. So due to biconcave shape, now when RBC has biconcave shape, now with same surface area, it is occupying lesser volume. So now in the same unit volume, more number of RBCs can be packed. This is why each millimeter cube of blood, I am not talking about whole 7 liters of blood. I am talking about just 1 millimeter cube of the blood. 1 millimeter cube of blood is containing 5 million RBCs. So this is just because of biconcave shape. Because when the RBC has biconcave shape, now it is with same surface area, it is occupying minimum volume. So now in same unit volume, more number of RBCs can be packed. And there is another advantage of having biconcave shape. You can see here, this is written in the last point. Yes. But before this point, I have to share with you some important information. You people know that we have three types of blood vessels in our body: arteries, capillaries, and veins. And if you people know that all kinds of exchange of materials between blood and body cells takes place through capillaries. And the diameter of a capillary and the diameter of RBC is almost same. And this is why two RBCs side by side cannot pass through the capillary. RBCs can pass through capillary in the form of a single file. And this is due to the same diameter, almost same diameter of RBC and blood capillary. RBCs can pass through blood capillaries in the form of a single file. And second thing is that due to same diameter of RBC and blood capillary, RBCs have to squeeze while passing through blood capillaries. And that thing can easily squeeze whose center is thinner. And the center of RBC is thinner because it has biconcave shape. Sorry. Center of RBC is thinner because it has biconcave shape. So now look at the last point. This is the advantage of biconcave shape. There are two advantages of having biconcave shape. Number one, biconcave shape increase surface area to volume ratio of RBCs for more oxygen transport. And the second advantage of having biconcave shape is RBCs can easily squeeze while passing through blood capillaries. So dear students, I hope you understood all these things. This was all about specialized cells, and this is also all about for today. And in the next video, I mean video of part 3 of, and this would be the last video of chapter number 1, and in that last video we will see levels of biological organization. Until then, Allah Hafiz.